Okay, everyone's in.
Good evening, ladies.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
Hi.
hello. Lovely to see all your faces. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Zoe. I'm a fellow menopause sufferer, and I'm delighted to be delivering these calls, hopefully on a monthly basis. So I'll give you a bit of background on my story, but first of all, I'd just like to talk about menopause. What is menopause? So, well, perimenopause is basically when your body starts making the transition into menopause. So this is when you start noticing symptoms, but you will still have your period. So you're not actually in full menopause until you've gone 12 months without a period. So actually that's me. I'm about 15 months in now. And there are 3 sex hormones that start to decline when you hit actually from your mid-30s. So obviously they can lead to all of the symptoms that go on. So that's your estrogen, your progesterone, and your testosterone. Sorry, I can never say them properly. Very long words. Obviously, HRT is a route to replacing these hormone declines. Estrogen and progesterone, they're available through your doctor, but you would need to go to a private clinic to get testosterone, and obviously you'd need, to pay for that. So for many women, HRT works really well and it helps, but there's also lots of people that are either reluctant to try HRT, can't have it perhaps due to sort of medical issues, or have tried it and it hasn't worked for them, unfortunately. I mean, for me personally, I was suffering with all the symptoms. So the night sweats, the hot flushes, I couldn't sleep. I was seeing the weight gain, the aches and pains. I was so moody, irritable, and just generally not feeling great. I really didn't feel myself at all, my sort of usual happy, laid back self. My moods were quite unpredictable, particularly at home. I could lose my temper and I could be in tears over something so trivial like somebody not putting their cup in the dishwasher. I didn't like the way that I felt. I felt quite angry most of the time, quite annoyed at everything that was happening around me. I also felt really tired, so I would go to bed feeling tired. Then I wouldn't be able to get to sleep, even though I was like really tired. It took me ages to fall asleep. I'd wake up in the night normally because I needed the loo, and then I couldn't get back to sleep again. And then I'd feel tired all day, and it was just a vicious circle. I mean, my aches and pains were just awful. I mean, I always remember my mum said to me, when you hit 40, your aches and pains will kick in. And then for me, for sort of the last, I'd say maybe 6-7 years, I've had best describe it as a stiff neck. And the pain some days was unbearable. I'd be popping painkillers, I'd be clock watching sort of the next time that I could have my next lot of painkillers. I actually saw a sports therapist, if not every month, every other month. And it was just unbearable. And so for me, I was advised that HRT was in short supply at the time and it wouldn't be offered to me. I mean, we're going back probably sort of just over 3 years ago now. And that actually, there was a lot of good natural products on the market, and that I should go out and source a natural product. And thankfully, that's exactly what I did. So we do a range of products, and each product has contributed to improving my health. But really for me, it was our vegan omega capsules that was the product that really helped with my menopause symptoms. So within 4 weeks of taking these, I noticed lots of improvements. So no more hot flushes or night sweats. apart from literally the odd one. I mean, I was having them daily, so I was sleeping better. My mood was just generally so much better. The brain fog had improved, and oh my God, my aches and pains had massively improved. I mean, I run my own recruitment business, and I sit at a desk. And when we went into lockdown, I thought that because I'd furloughed myself for a couple of months with not sitting at my desk, because that can be like quite a common thing with a stiff neck. And I thought, oh, you know, my neck's better because I've not been working. But actually, I'm sort of 2 years on now, and my neck has been great. And it's since I've added in the omega capsules. So aches and pains, you know, it's been great for me. So, you know, I've had lots and lots of improvements. I mean, we have a product stories group, which has over 4,000 testimonials in there of how our products have helped people with their health goals, including menopause. So if you're not already in there, you know, we can invite you in, the person that invited you on this call. I've actually put quite a lot of testimonials in there myself recently of my ladies, you know, that have had great results on the product. So, and this is where I'd like to introduce you to Zilpha. So Zilpha was a customer who started on our product. She's now, like myself, she's become a distributor and she recommends the products. So if we just unmute you, Zilpha, if you can unmute yourself and tell us how you got, why you got started on the products, and you know, how you feel since you've been taking them.
Thank you, Zoe. Good evening, everyone. Nice to see you all. Yeah, as Zoe said, I've been on the products for a little while, but my journey kind of menopause started quite a long time ago. So I'm actually postmenopausal. I've kind of been through the system quite a long time. Excuse me. So I started a lot of years ago with all of the symptoms, the aches, the pains, the hot flushes, the being totally irrational. And so I actually went to see my GP about something else, and she told me that I was about to start going through the menopause. Offered me HRT, which I didn't want. I didn't want anything unnatural. And so she gave me a whole list of vitamins and supplements that I could use as an alternative. They're all natural. So obviously straight to Holland and Barrett, signed up to pretty much everything that was on my list. And it was every morning just taking multiple amounts of vitamin C, vitamin A, evening primrose oil, St. John's wort, just lots and lots of things. And I did this for years. And just felt that if this is how I feel while I'm taking it, how bad am I going to feel when I'm not taking it? So I just carried on and carried on. Didn't want to do HRT, felt the weight going. I started running because somebody had suggested running was good for me, and I loved running. But kind of as time's gone on, when my periods stopped and I was kind of gone for a couple of years without periods, I just thought, why haven't my symptoms stopped? Surely I'm over it all now. So that it should be finishing. But I genuinely feel that it's probably never going to finish. My body's just going to continue with the hot flushes, the brain fog, the totally irrational irritability that, like you say, just somebody leaving a cup on the side of the dishwasher would set me off first thing in the morning into everybody irritating me for the rest of the day. And I didn't like that. I didn't want to be like that. And that was then kind of when I became introduced to the products. I'd put on weight, I wanted to lose weight. And my niece I knew was involved in the products, and I'd contacted her, Beatrice, and asked her for some help. And so she recommended the omegas. But I'm quite an impatient person. I'd had enough of all of this. And so I also went and got HRT at the same time. And I kind of very similarly started them roughly at the same time. So when I did go on them, I wasn't sure what my benefits were from HRT or from the omegas, but I did know that within less than a month I'd started my periods again. And after having gone for well over 2.5 years that period, there was absolutely no way I could go back to that. I came out in spots. I hadn't had spots for years. And I just was not I couldn't do that. So I stopped the HRT pretty much straight away. But all the good things that I'd felt, I was still feeling. So all my aches and pains had gone. I no longer had hot sweats. I'd gone for years and years when I couldn't wear sleeves. I couldn't have worn a roll neck top because I would just send me out into just a heat rash and just be totally uncomfortable. Whereas now I have none of that. I'm no longer on HRT. I'm on Omegas every single day. I'm also on premium shakes and berries, the berry capsules, which I have every day. And I've lost loads of weight. I feel so much happier in myself. One of the problems that I've always had is I suffer from quite severe anxiety. I mean, normally 6 months ago, the thought of doing this would have sent me into sleepless nights, hot sweats, absolute panic. But I feel really calm. I'm talking to people I don't really know, and I'm absolutely feeling as calm as I've never felt before. And so for me, taking the capsules, having my shakes every morning to help with my weight, it has just been an absolute life changer. And I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't go back. I wouldn't stop taking them. And even when my weight's at a comfortable level, I still think I will continue with the shakes and the berries, because the whole package for me just makes me feel amazing. The Omegas work for my joints, and just my mental health. And I'm no longer irritable anymore. I don't care if anyone doesn't put the stuff in the dishwasher. It's not the end of the world. I can pick it up and put it in myself. So for the irritability, it's just been an amazing change. And I'm a business manager in a school, so I sometimes kind of make quite hefty decisions. I work on safeguarding, and there I was going through times when I didn't even know what I was doing. My brain was so fogged, my decision making was so poor that it was beginning to scare me whether or not I could continue to do my job. Don't have any of that anymore. I'm as clear as anything, doing my budget, getting all my the targets in place, as clear as anything. And I haven't felt like this for so many years. And I know, because I've stopped the HRT, that it is definitely the Omegas that are getting me to where I am. And I would definitely, anybody that's struggling with any of the symptoms, or especially your brain fog, and you're worrying that there's something wrong with you, you've got to give it a go. You've got to give them the chance to show that they can really work. So that's my story, and I won't go back away from them. They've been amazing for me.
Oh, so lovely. Thanks so much, Zelfa. I love that. Do you know what? I'm just sat listening to you and hearing your story. It's so relatable for me personally, and I'm sure the other ladies on this call as well. All those things that you were saying, it's just that horrible feeling, isn't it? It's almost thinking that you're going crazy, and you're not going crazy. It's just your body changing, and we have to sort of learn to adapt or help overcome those changes. And thankfully, well, both yourself and I have done that through these natural products. But thank you so much for sharing that with us, Zelfa. That was really inspiring. So that brings me to our next bit. I'm going to introduce you to Charlene, and Charlene is going to tell you some more inspirational stories about, I think, particularly her mum, who's unfortunately not on the call. But I'll hand you over to Charlene and she can tell us all about it. Off you go, Charlene.
Thank you, Zoe. Hi, ladies. I hope you're all having a good evening. So yeah, I'm Charlene. So I'll tell you a little bit about me first, and then I will obviously go on to my mum. So I started using our products about 14 months ago. So it was basically at the beginning of 2021. I just started on the shakes for weight loss. So I was diagnosed with an underactive thyroid the latter end of 2019. And obviously hearing, sort of a lot of symptoms, obviously what the menopause causes. Thyroid symptoms are quite similar as well. So I actually get a lot of cold sweats. I was getting a lot of cold sweats during the night. Weight gain, I put on almost 2 stone within about 6 to 8 months. I suffered with a little bit of anxiety beforehand, but having an underactive thyroid like really heightened that, especially going into the start of lockdown. I literally thought, oh my God, if my kids even set foot outside the front door, like they're going to catch COVID. And yeah, it was at an all-time sort of high, my anxiety was, and that was obviously affecting my sleep. So yeah, there's sort of quite a lot of similarities there. And then obviously having all of that, again, I was really relatable to both you, Zoe, and you, Zilpha, with it would literally just be somebody has, you know, or what happens a lot in my house is the washing basket is right, you know, sort of in everybody's, you know, sort of they walk past it and then they chuck their stuff on the floor right next to the washing basket. And I can laugh about that now, but honestly then I would just blow my top and would just be really irritable. So yeah, I started on the shakes, had really good results straight away. And then I introduced berries and omegas. I got, like I said, I got really good results, like the weight started coming off, which prior to that, I sort of stop, start, and, you know, sort of kept hearing, oh, you know, you've got an underactive thyroid, even with your, you know, levothyroxine, you're still, you know, basically you're always going to be a bit, you know, you're going to be overweight and you're always going to be tired. And again, I think it was the same as you, Zilpha. I really, it made me anxious, the thought that I was going to have to take something unnatural for the rest of my life. And so yeah, I was obviously on my tablets probably for about a year. And they, you know, obviously I know they obviously, you know, do what they need to do, but I was still getting all the awful symptoms. So yeah, I think I'd been on the shakes probably only 2 weeks, introduced the berries and omegas. And within 4 weeks, I think it was, bearing in mind I was homeschooling again. I've got 5 children and run a business with my husband as well. So yeah, it really wasn't a time where I wanted to be stressed out and stuff. And yeah, I think I'd been on the omegas and the berry capsules along with the shakes probably about 3.5 weeks. And my husband just come home, I think it was on a Friday, he was like, you've been really chilled out this week. And I was like, I know, like I just feel better, you know. And yeah, and he was like, yeah, you just seem really relaxed, like, you know, don't feel like I'm treading on eggshells when I'm walking the door. Yeah, and I think I've lost just over a stone, feeling loads better. So yeah, so that was my experience with the omegas. And then obviously I joined the business pretty much at the same time as I started the products. And I wasn't actually aware initially the benefits that omegas had with menopause. And I think I'd probably been in the business maybe about 5 or 6 weeks, and I saw Zoe's journey. And my mum has suffered for years, like really bad, you know, obviously all the same symptoms as Zoe and Zilpha, like, you know, hot flushes, not being able to sleep, aches and pains. And again, she was the same. She really didn't want to go on HRT. You know, she didn't want like the thought of taking something unnatural, but she did start taking it. And then I think it was about a year and a half ago. No, I think it was about 2 years ago, actually. My mum was actually diagnosed with another condition, and taking the HRT alongside it was sort of putting her at a high risk. So I think it got to about April last year. And I said, you know, I told my mum about Zoe's story with, you know, obviously how, you know, her menopause symptoms had all sort of calmed down, her hot flushes, you know, she wasn't feeling as anxious and not irritable and sleeping better. So yeah, so she gave them a go, and within 4 weeks, she was just feeling so much better. And like you said, she was still sort of taking the two together. And then she stopped taking the HRT. Unfortunately, she went through a bit of a bereavement in May. So she wasn't really looking after herself much. And I think it probably took about 6 weeks. And obviously she kept forgetting to take her omegas, like, you know, it's just brain fog will come back. Yeah, so she was just feeling really rubbish. So got to the beginning of this year, and I said to her, I was like, Mum, you need to start taking your omegas again, because she was just feeling rubbish. Obviously, with the grief on top, she was not sleeping at all. Her aches and pains had worsened, anxiety, and just, yeah, and she was just feeling really rubbish. And then, yeah, I think it was about 3.5 weeks. It wasn't quite the end of January. And yeah, she is now not even taking HRT anymore, which is just such a big thing, because like I said, obviously she's got another health condition, and being on HRT was putting her at high risk of other complications. So yeah, so she's now not been taking HRT since just before the end of January, and hot flushes have gone, she's sleeping better, she's actually started bereavement counselling now, which she would never ever have wanted to do that like beforehand. And yeah, her aches and pains have calmed down, and yeah, she's just in the process of moving house, but she's like, right, that's it, once I'm moved and settled, like I'm getting started on the shakes, I want to get some more of this weight off, because she's naturally lost like weight with it as well. And you know, not obviously not on the shakes or anything else, but I think because she's feeling better, she's making better choices like with her food and stuff. And again, her husband said that she's she's a lot easier to live with again now. So yeah, and yeah, she has told quite a few of her friends about it, and now she's got, I think she recommended them to 4 other people. So my mum's not actually part of the business, but she was like, oh, get in touch with my daughter. And yeah, and I've got one lady who it was really her mood that she was struggling with. That's sort of what the menopause, like she was really irritable all the time. And yeah, within 5 weeks, she was like, I just feel like I'm a different woman. I've got one of my other ladies, all of her hot flushes have gone, and she's just feeling so much better. Yeah, and everybody's had real positive benefits from them. So yeah, I would highly recommend them to absolutely anybody. Obviously, my mum's experience with menopause, and you know, me with obviously having underactive thyroid. So yeah, it's been really beneficial all round, really.
Wow. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Charlene. All these people that are benefiting from our Omega capsules.
I think there's more. I'm pretty sure that she's recommended somebody else as well for me to have a chat with. But yeah, because they can obviously see it in my mum as well. And it's, you know, it's just really lovely, bless her.
That's amazing. Oh, thanks so much for sharing that. That's brilliant. So, I mean, just really for the people on this call then, you're probably thinking, you know, so what is so special about our omegas in comparison to all of those other omegas out there on the market? Well, I mean, there's nothing quite like ours. Ours are literally liquid gold. They're the capsules there. They're, you know, they've got like the sort of the liquid inside them. So ours are a rare blend of all 5 omegas. So they include the omega-3, 5, 6, 7 and 9 omega fatty acids. And what that does, that bridges the gap between what we should eat and what we actually eat every day. And our bodies can't naturally produce certainly omega-3 and omega-6. So, I mean, these are an all-natural food supplement. So as you've just heard, you can take them alongside HRT and other medication because it is a natural product, so it wouldn't interfere with any other meds. So basically within this capsule is a balanced mixture of selected oils from vegetable sources, and you know, anybody that wanted to have a look at the ingredients, we can show you that. And so, you know, how we obtain sort of a high quality nutrient, the oils are minimally processed and then they're encapsulated into this capsule, which is derived from tapioca starch. So it's all vegan. So no fishes were harmed in the process of making these. We go straight to the source that the fish feed on, which is actually the algae. So our capsules are also bioavailable. Now this means that your body recognizes this, so it goes straight into your bloodstream, unlike the omegas that perhaps, you know, you might buy from the shops. They're actually synthetic. So because these are actual food, your body recognizes it, so it goes straight into your bloodstream and it gets stored, which is why you see these great testimonials, you know, like in my case, obviously it took 4 weeks, you know, for my body, you know, to start sort of recognizing it. They also contain EPA and DHA. Now this contributes to the maintenance of your brain, your eye and your heart health as well. So, you know, they are absolutely gold dust capsules. They are 100% GMO free as well. They're gluten free. They've got no artificial colouring and preservatives, and they are kosher certified as well. So really, in a nutshell, they are our capsules, and they're why you see these amazing testimonials. Well, there's only been sort of a selected few this evening, but like I say, there's lots and lots of testimonials in our group that we have. So that really sort of concludes the details on the capsule. So I just wanted to give you ladies some top tips as well. So I would recommend that you, if you're not already doing so, to drink plenty of water daily. So I always drink a couple of these every day. So drink a minimum of 2 litres of water, because our bodies do dehydrate much easier when we hit menopause. Obviously, everything's drying up, unfortunately. So I would also recommend that you cut down on caffeine and alcohol as well. I mean, this can really help reduce your symptoms, certainly your night sweats and your hot flushes. I mean, I was always a bit of a teaaholic, but I always have, I don't have any caffeine now before I go to bed. I always have a green decaffeinated tea. So that's definitely worth cutting down, certainly a few hours before you're going to bed. Exercise as well. So, obviously we all feel a bit tired, don't we, when we're going through the menopause? The fatigue can be, right up there. So even if you feel tired, try and get yourself out for a brisk walk, and even the fresh air will help. And obviously diet as well. I mean, diet is absolutely key. So it's really important to make sure that you're eating a well-balanced diet of all the macronutrients. So that's, good healthy fats, proteins and carbs. Avoid any processed foods. If you get your food science right, it will really help keep your blood sugars stable, which is again crucial for women of our age going through the menopause. And then this in turn sort of keeps your hormones more balanced, and then you avoid the weight gain, and it will help eliminate symptoms. So that's really key. So really they were my sort of top tips for tonight. So I'd just like to hand you over to Rhiannon, and she's going to finish the call up for us. But I just wanted to say, ladies, you're not on your own. You can be heard and supported by making some healthy lifestyle changes, and you can beat menopause. So thanks for coming on the call, and I'm going to hand you over to Rhiannon to wrap up the details.
Yay! Thank you so much. That was absolutely amazing, and I think I just feel, so inspired by those stories that I hear, and just to give you a bit of a background. So my name's Rhiannon Murray. I'm one of Zoe's uplines, and I've actually just hit my 8th year anniversary in the business, and I think that's just absolutely obscene. I'm not of menopause. I haven't got any symptoms or anything like that yet. However, I have been really enjoying these calls because I feel like, A, I feel like maybe more prepared, and B, that I'm, learning so much, but also just feel so inspired by what we do. And really, in a nutshell, guys, it is recommending a product to help other people feel good. And we are really excited about building our team community further, because we know that there's just simply not enough awareness about, menopause and what our amazing amigas can do. So just to give you guys a little bit of something as well, I went to a leadership meeting for the UK and Ireland a couple of months back when things had started opening up, and actually I happened to be sat on a table with some guy from the US that was in control of the making of the Amigas, and he was telling me that they started actually doing clinical research on them, and actually the feedback and everything that's coming through in the clinical studies, they're even more impressed with the science that's coming back on them than they ever thought was possible. And it took them a lot of years to make the Amiga because of all the synergy of the different blends, etc. And yes, just know, guys, what an absolutely incredible product we have. And it just makes me excited to share with more people. So I'm just going to give you a few little bits of information as to what it is we do, and a little bit more about our team community. Obviously, as you know, Zoe
she has been part of the business now for coming up to 2 years, I think, next month, so 2-year anniversary, which is cool. And what's great about the business is that you can do it around anything you do already. So whether it's family life and whether it's another business, you might have a full-time job, like whatever your situation is, just know that you can recommend this product to absolutely anybody you come across in whichever way, shape and form you want to. Now, you might see a lot of us using our social medias and think, oh, that's not for me. I wouldn't want to be posting on my Facebook or anything like that. And that's absolutely fine. You don't have to use social media in order to build this business. And I think the best way I can think about it is, you know, when we go to a cinema and we see a great movie, what do we go and do? We call up someone. I ring up my mum and I tell her everything I've done, even at the age of 35. Or we go to a nice restaurant and then we're telling our friends, etc. And we just naturally recommend something that we find beneficial or good, right? So do we get paid when we do that? Absolutely not. But when we recommend our Omegas, of course, we do get paid for that. So we do get commissions and then bonuses. And there's other ways you can make extra income too. So a lot of people join the business just to earn an extra, you know, between £200 and £500 a month, especially with the cost of living going up so much at the moment. We know it's something that's really, really going to help people. And we're really focused on helping people build a business in whichever way, shape and form that works for us. It works for them. So Zilpha, for example, she only joined the team around 3 weeks ago. And I jumped on a new starter call with her just to figure out what it was, how she wanted to build her business. And she told me all about her menopause benefits and that she would really love to help more ladies, especially with that. But, you know, she's busy working in a school and, you know, doesn't have much time, but is really passionate about helping others. And of course, a bit of extra income for some fun stuff in life, extra luxuries and things, maybe more shopping trips, weekends away, spa days, those sort of things, treating the children. That's always beneficial, right? So, yes, she joined the team only a couple of weeks ago and she's loving her journey so far. She's already got her first few clients on board and they're just receiving and starting their products. And it's just awesome, right? Just having that feedback, you know, when someone else feels good from what you recommended them and they're on the phone or in a message or they're sending you a voice note or they're calling you up to say, oh my God, I just feel incredible. Thank you so much for sharing this product with us. I can't tell you how that feels, guys, because I always think to myself, and one reason that I share the products with others is because I always think, imagine if someone never shared this with me. What if I never found out about the products? What if then my husband didn't know, my mum knew, and all the clients and the friends and the family and everyone on this call, would they have known? You just don't know. So I always feel, you know, I'm coming from a place of if I don't share this with somebody, I'm doing them a disservice because a lot of people need these products in their daily lives, whether it's our obviously Omegas, we obviously have the other products, a really small, nice range. But it's like fast food nutrition, guys. There's fast food everywhere, right? Grab on the go, do this, do that, fast-paced life. Life's getting busier. And I just love the fact that the products is such high quality and it really is just like fast food nutrition. So it just makes sense for us to share it with other people. And yes, obviously the most rewarding feeling. So like I covered, you don't have to use social media. You can just use word of mouth, talk to friends and family, whichever it is, it's completely up to you. We obviously will be doing these calls once a month. So if you weren't to use your social media, but you know of someone or knows of someone that would like to come on and listen, then they're obviously more than welcome. You can invite them obviously to this call and you can use that as a form of helping you build your business too, because we're just sharing information and that's all we do. So I met Zoe actually in Harrogate in October last year. So we have a lot of fun in our business. I always think sometimes that business sounds boring, but it's definitely not boring. And we really have a lot of fun in our business. I met Zoe in Harrogate. We had an amazing time, great weekend, lots of fun. And the team community that we're building is just awesome. I can't even explain it to you. It's full of positivity, growth. We have a great community, great team culture where everyone is welcomed, regardless of the pace they want to go out in this business. We just want everyone to feel welcomed and have a really good time. And obviously they get to choose what kind of income level they aim for, or how much time they want to spend on the business, and how many people they want to help. So we're going to Mallorca in May, aren't we, Zoe? So Zoe's qualified for an amazing incentive by the company to get to go to Mallorca in May. So there's a few of us going there. So those things as well aren't non-negotiables. I know some people are really busy or don't want to be away from families, and that's cool. You don't have to. But for those who want to, you know, do other things and team meetups and have the fun side, that's cool too. I love the fact that this, you know, this business is completely optional. So we don't hold any stock. You literally have a shop from your mobile phone where you can place orders for anywhere in your 28 different countries that we're in. So that's really awesome, because we can obviously help more people all across the world, which is fab. And I personally wouldn't want to go around delivering Amigas hand to hand with the kids in the car. You know, it's really limiting. And I've always said that for 8 years, because when I started the business, the boys were 2 years old. So I had toddler twins running around me full time. There is no way I'd be buying it, packing up the call, etc., packing up the car and delivering it around. It would really limit me to be able to only build in a certain network. Whereas obviously with our business, you can build it all over the world and help so many people. So we do have a really good bonus program as well, worth £119,000. Again, some people don't want to go for that and they're happy with their kind of part-time income, and that's fine. But there are some really, really good bonuses, you know. Zilpha's on her way to her first promotion, which comes with an £80 bonus on top of at least £85 pay. And there's obviously another £100 bonus up for grabs this month for her too. So if you think, guys, you know, she's going to be earning between £260 and £300 for sharing our product with, you know, 3 to 5 different people. So that's going to be amazing, because she's going to love it, and obviously the extra income is going to be helpful. But I know with Zilpha and so many of us guys that there is nothing that beats that feeling when your customer messages you and says thank you so much for sharing that. So yes, last but not least, there is a £50 admin fee for our business, and that is it. So you pay for that, and then you have your personal shop link. You have your office from your mobile where you can place orders on the go. You literally place an order, and the company does all the payment, handling, absolutely everything. They ship the product directly to the customer for us for free, and it lands on their doorstep within 2 to 3 days. And we just keep connected with our customers, see how they're doing on their journey, and yeah, support them in that way. So if you guys have got any questions about any of that, or you'd like some more information, or you think, oh, I just want to be part of this mission, it's such a great place to be. Obviously, go back to the person that invited you on this call tonight and ask for information or whatever it is that you need. And that's it, guys. So thank you so much for joining us. Have a great evening. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much to Zoe for inviting me here this evening, Zilpha, Charlene, and obviously all of our guests as well. So thank you so much, guys, and we'll speak to you soon. See you later.